Hi, I am Asha from eAge Tutor. Let's take the first of the interview series of questions, the personal questions. Now these questions may be asked as, tell me something about yourself, or why don't you introduce yourself to us? However they are asked, what the interview panel is trying to get at is to find out about you. So, answer this inevitable question that comes at you by presenting yourself best. Your biggest asset, yourself. So, the answer to this question can be broadly divided into 4 different sections. Tell them where you are from, your cultural identity, your background, adding to information about yourself. Tell them a little bit about your family, about your hobbies and interests which make you who you are. But the most important thing, present your strengths and your attributes, because that's what they want to know. They want to know who this person is that they are about to ask questions and take for this job position. So, tell me something about yourself. Now, you can prepare for this, so be clever and prepare for it. But there is no need to mug up information that is in the CV and just rattle it off the minute this question is asked. A common error that is committed by a number of us when asked to introduce ourselves. Now just listen to this. When you are asked to introduce yourself, if your answer went something like, myself, Archit Agarwal, I am born and brought up in Mumbai. I live with my family. My father is a teacher. My mother is a housewife. My sister is doing medicine. I am a BA. My hobbies is listening to music, surfing the web, playing to cricket. That won't do at all. Your facts are all jumbled up. Your English is off. It's grammatically incorrect. And you're going to create a very poor first impression right off the bat. So you need to structure your answer. You need to get your facts in the right order. And you need to speak like you are having a conversation with the interviewing panel, introducing yourself to them. Because remember that the first impression is always the best impression, and you never get that second chance to make that first impression, obviously. So go ahead and present yourself well. A good answer for this would probably be, hi, good afternoon or good morning, depending on the time of the interview. I'm really glad to be here and thank you so much for your call for this interview. I am Archit. I was born and raised in Jaipur and I currently live in Gurgaon. I come to you with excellent academic qualifications from some very reputed schools and colleges, all of which you can see. And I must tell you that this is my first job interview. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm also very excited and motivated to start right and give my best for this interview and what's to follow. Stop. That's a great way to start. You have told them a little bit about your background without dwelling too much on what's already there in the CV, but you've also indicated to them a degree of your energy and motivation that you are bringing with you for that job interview. You might want to move on next to talk about your family, have a nice little transition and say, in terms of my family, and they are very important as a part of who I am, I come from a very warm, close-knit joint family. I live with my parents, my wife, and I have a daughter. In terms of my hobbies and interests, I must tell you that I have a lot of interests because I dabble in a number of activities. My favorite hobby, however, is reading, and I always find time to read on a daily basis. As for my other interests, I also enjoy gardening, watching movies, listening to music, a little bit of cooking, and those I do as and when I find the time. Indicate to them that you are talking about these things because they contribute to who you are. They are what make you who you are. They are what give you your identity. So every bit of information that you're giving them, should tell them that that's what makes you you. You're not just saying it because you want to say it, but because it is part of what your personality is all about. The most important thing, of course, is yet to come. Your strengths and your attributes. Now, your USP is your strong point, and that's what needs to come out for this part of response to the question, tell me something about yourself. You don't have to talk about a list of characteristics, very positive traits that you possess. You don't have to say, I am smart, I'm ambitious, I work hard, I'm dedicated, I'm committed, I'm a perfectionist. That's not how you list your personal attributes. Pick up maybe one or two solid qualities about yourself, explain them in detail, maybe a little example to show your interviewing panel how you discovered that about yourself. And that should be it. So, a nice way of answering this part of the question would be, I don't usually dwell too much on my strengths, but if I were to zero in on two attributes of myself, they would be that I discovered recently that I have some very good leadership qualities. So perhaps if you are already experienced, you could say something like, recently, when our team manager was away for a while, I had to step in and assume some leadership positions to take up this project and meet deadlines. And I discovered to my own pleasant surprise that I was able to do it quite well and finish the project as per the requirements to meet the deadlines. So I found out that I can be a good leader, a quality that I'm sure will come in handy somewhere down the line in my career. Or if this is the first time that you're applying for a job, then you could say something like, I have always been a great team player, right through my school and college years, or even when I'm indulging in my hobby of playing cricket. So I put my company's goals or my team's goals ahead of my own personal goals, and I find that I'm a great team player, which is going to be an asset for me when I apply for this job. So this is how you present maybe one or two strong points about yourself to wind up your response to this, tell me something about yourself. Where you are from, your family, hobbies and interests, strengths and attributes. Minimize the focus on everything else and put yourself in the forefront, because that's what the interview panel wants to know. Now typically, the response to this question is just about 30-40 seconds, so it's not such a big deal. But what you say in this time has to be structured well, has to be presented well, and in a very easy conversational manner. You will impress your interviewing panel right off the bat by answering this first question, this inevitable question, well. So, are you ready to tell me something about yourself?